Hey guys, can your handgun round take down a polar bear? Mine can. .10mm. Those of you out there with a 10mm know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, it's an amped up 40 caliber, but it's not a 40 caliber. It is a 10mm. A lot more power in here, a lot more powder in here. This thing's capable of muzzle energy approaching 800 foot-pounds. It's also got the possibility, depending on what size, what grain bullet you have, this is actually a 180 grain bullet. In a 155 grain bullet, you can get upwards to almost 1,500 feet per second out of this thing. That's a lot for a handgun round, and a decent sized bullet for that matter. Well, we're gonna go into a pretty cool little in-depth discussion today, comparing two of my favorite brands out there and a huge difference in price point. We're gonna be reigniting our gun money segment with an STI 10mm, it's the Nitro 10, and a Rock Island Armory 10mm. This is the Ultra FS. What I like about these two companies is value. Now, price, huge gap in price, huge gap. Our gun money segment is going to show you what you get for the price of the STI Nitro 10 and the price of what you get for the same caliber, same type of weapon in the Rock Island, which is half the price. You're going to pay upwards to about $1,599 for the STI, and you're going to pay about $795 for the Rock Island Armory Ultra FS. Both of these pistols, obviously, you're going to get a little bit lower than that. That's the MSRP. But what we want to show you is, okay, you get some pretty stuff, some nice stuff, some bells and whistles on one particular gun that you may not get on the other gun. But both of them, let's hope, are both equal and good values. Again, price point is always and should not always be the determining factor on why you're purchasing said firearm. And we want to show you guys that, hey, you know what? You probably can make a smart purchase in buying both of these. Let's get started. Okay guys, I got a steel target set up over here at 10 yards. Simply 10 yards because I'm only trying to put bullets on the target at this point to see how these pistols handle each one. I'm going to kick it off with the STI Nitro 10, and then I'm going to move on obviously to the Rock Island Ultra FS. So let's get 10 shots, actually let's get 8 shots at 10 yards over here and see how the pistol handles. All right, let's get this thing a fly here. I'm really excited about this. These are two pistols that I've really liked for a long time, guys. So I'm excited to shoot these things finally. Let's see here. You talk about a positive thumb safety on this sucker. This again is the STI Nitro 10. Very, very positive engagement of that thumb safety. Actually pretty impressive. You can tell there was some tender love and care went into this just based on that, because that's one piece that I find is not hand fitted quite so often and not a very good job done. You either have to struggle to get it on there or it snaps into place without a snap. It just moves into place real lazily. So again, real happy with that. Let's get our 8 rounds on target and see how we do down here. All right, pistol feels good in my hand. I've got a decent stance for me. Easy shot, easy shot, easy, easy. I mean, easy to shoot. You see the recoil on it. We'll talk a little bit about the recoil in a little while, but we've got a 25-pound recoil spring on here. What that recoil spring is going to do, and we'll show you in a little bit more slow motion, a little bit more detail later on. That heavier recoil spring is going to definitely drive, it's going to make it easier on my frame, because when the slide goes back, it's not going to slam backwards. But when it goes forward, it's going to push it backwards, I'm sorry, with a lot more force than a lighter recoil spring would be, like the Rock Island. Let's take a look at that one. All right, now I've got the Rock Island right here. Again, excited about this one. Yeah. Same thing on this one, very positive. You know, you expect for a lower price point that you're going to get some, I guess, less tender loving care sometimes. Don't let looks deceive you, because there's definitely some tender loving care went into this. We'll show you a little more detail later on, but this is a very positive thumb safety. You know, you want it to snap into place, not just roll lazily into place, and you don't want to have to drive it into place. It should be able to pop into place, so it needs to positively snap in there. Both of these pistols are doing that. Very impressed with this. All right, let's give these 3 shots, or these 8 shots, 8 shots, come on, on target here. Oh yeah, I like the fiber optic sight really jumps out at me. Nice. Oh, I missed that. That's me. All right, I missed a shot there. Obviously that's going to be on me, but what we'll do is we're going to give these two pistols a little bit more of a somewhat of an accuracy test here in a second. We're going to paint the target down there, and we're going to see where our rounds are hitting on there. Yes, I missed a shot. I'm not one to blame the pistol, but we're only at 10 yards, so I'm just being lazy if I missed it, unless the sights are slightly off, which that's a possibility, but unlikely. So yeah, both pistols feel really good. I got to tell you, I feel like I get a little bit more grip from the Rock Island because of these G10 grips. No doubt about it. The STI has better looking grips, no doubt about it, but they are a little thinner. They are slick, and we have to remember we've got a little bit more of a violent recoil than the traditional 1911 is going to have, because this 10 millimeter is way more of a recoil than any 9 millimeter or 45 caliber might be in the 10 millimeter. So it's easier for me to have something better to grip onto like this. I like that. I like the grip of it. Both of these pistols, let me look here real quick. Yeah, both of them have front serrations that, you know what, in all honesty, are probably more decoration than anything. All it is vertical lines. There's 3 deep vertical lines that kind of match the lines cut into the slide of the Nitro 10, and there's about 6 or 7 vertical lines in the Rock Island. To me, neither one of those is going to help me attain my recoil up and down for muzzle rise on the 10 millimeter. I'd probably like to see more of what the Rock Island has on the back, which is about 20-25 lines of checkering there. That would be nice to have on the front. I think that would allow my wrist to at least feel more comfortable, even if the gun is not slipping out of my pistol hand, my pistol grip. At least it would give me the feeling, because a lot of what you're doing when you have your grip is you want confidence in your grip. And if that gives you mental confidence in your grip, whether it's physical or not, you're still a little more mentally confident in handling that 10 millimeter when you know that it's a little bit more violent of a round. Again, I'd like to see both of these guys put some checkering on the front straps. To me, that makes a little more sense on this type of pistol when you consider the caliber. The rear serrations, I really didn't notice them in my hand. I mean, honestly, they're both comfortable. There actually is checkering on the back of the Rock Island, where there again is the 3 vertical lines. Again, that kind of matches their theme on the slide here on the STI. You know what? Again, those points didn't seem to make much of an issue with me. I didn't seem to have much of an issue with those at all as far as being a plus or a minus. But again, going back to the grips, I got to say that I'm much more fond of the more aggressive G10 grips of the Rock Island than the very pretty and much more appealing look of the STI grips, which are a thinner grip, by the way. They are a thinner grip, no doubt about it. So yeah, I mean, from a grip standpoint, they both have great grip, both very easy to handle. Again, I'm shooting at 10 yards here with a support hand and a strong hand, so you know, no issues whatsoever as far as handling of the gun. But again, I gotta kind of give a thumbs up at this point to the Rock Island, simply because the grips are a little bit more aggressive, and I feel like I have more of a positive grip and control over the 10 millimeter round. Again, giving that it's a little bit stronger and more violent of a recoil than your traditional 1911 round is going to be. Let's see how we do here. 20 yards. This is going to be interesting. I think that 20 yards is, for a handgun, is sometimes it's a bit of a stretch, but we're talking about a 10 millimeter that, in this case, they're not running at 1,500 feet per second, simply because I'm not shooting that light of a grain of bullet. I'm shooting a 185. We'll post on screen what my feet per second should be on that. My guess is, just guessing, 1,100 feet per second. Most likely that's what I will be traveling at with a 185 grain arm score bullet. We're aiming for the bolt in the center if I can. Low left. Wow. That could be on me. A little low left again. I'm going to aim for them all in the center at that bolt. All right. It's 3 shots, all somewhat low left. Low left again. Yeah, it's going to be hard to blame this one on the shooter. Low left again. Low left again. I feel a little bit of take up in the trigger, just a little bit, before it gets to the point where it's about to break. Not bad, just I notice it. There it goes. Now it's going to break right here. All right, guys, that's my 8 rounds right there. Every one of them low left, grouped to about, from here I can tell, looks like about a 6-inch grouping. Not that great, but it's me shooting. So I'm not one that likes to prop my barrel on my bag and shoot it. I prefer to get my hand on the bag to stabilize everything. So I still have some wiggle up here whenever I shoot. That's just my way of doing it. I'm just not one of those guys that likes to completely brace the gun. I know that doesn't give it near as accurate of a shot, but it is going to be a human being firing this pistol. So I figure, what the heck, that's a little bit of a question mark still thrown in there to account for real life shooting. Again, a machine or a rest is not going to be shooting this pistol in most cases. So let's run down there and take a little bit closer look and see what we've got in terms of that accuracy with this 10mm STI Nitro. Yeah, man, all of my shots right down in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm talking about, I said a 6-inch grouping. That probably wasn't very fair to the gun or to me. That's probably more about a 3.5 to 4-inch grouping right there. So yeah, I mean, I expect that's a tight group. It's not a bad group, you know what I mean? It's not, again, I'm not on a vise here. So having a human hand holding that, I can't complain too much about that. My biggest issue is I was actually aiming right below this bolt right here, right below it. Granted, I can't see the bolt very good because it's painted black, but I know kind of where it is because it is in between these two guys right here. But I was shooting a little bit lower than this. And as you see, I'm slightly left of center, but a good bit down. Again, we're at 20 yards here, so we're going to take it out here a little bit further in a minute, but let's take a look and see how our Recoil and Armory does. And really rather not get paint on this. We'll see how we do with our Ultra Recoil and Armory and give that one a whirl. All right, guys, let's give our Recoil and Armory Ultra FS a whirl and see how we do at this 20-yard distance here. Again, we're a little bit low and left with the STI. Let's see if the Recoil is any better. Again, these are adjustable rear sights. They have not been adjusted yet, but they can be. So I like that. Aiming for the same spot, right at that nut, right below it. Ooh, now that looks high. I say high, it's barely high. It's just above that nut. Let's aim at it again. We're shooting for the nut. The bolt, I mean. Yeah. It's probably why I missed a shot a little while ago. Not trying to make excuses, but I probably shot right over the target, the shoulder of the target. Because it looks like I'm slightly left, but I'm definitely at a pretty decent height, but ever so slightly high. Here we go again. I missed. I've got to be shooting over the target because I am dead center on that shot right there. Yeah, it's slightly high into the. I'm not going to adjust my aim, so I may miss again, but I am aiming just at that nut, that bolt protruding. And it's going just left and high. Not high. Just barely high. Not high. High. Missed again. That's, again, guys, that's got to be on me. The slightest little bit of adjustment, we'll take it down there and see in a second. Again, this is not the gun missing. I have a feeling that, yeah, that's what it is, guys. I've missed about 3 shots on that at 20 yards. Yeah, guys, this is going to be a really good example of shooter error as far as I'm concerned. I've got what appears to be, I see 4 shots on target. I should have a 5th one there somewhere because I believe I hit it with 5. Maybe I missed it with 4, I don't remember. As you can see, I shot extremely high on this one. That's just a bad shot. The other 3 are right in this area. And as you can see, I was missing the target down here with the STI. So from a left and right standpoint, a windage standpoint, they're probably about the same. They're both shooting slightly left. Now remember, I am a right-handed shooter, and right-handed shooters are more prone to drag that trigger and pull it to the left. Now usually we pull it left and down, but in this case, obviously I'm not pulling it down, and I'm trying to let the trigger do all the work. So yeah, I think from an accuracy standpoint, left and right, both pistols are probably very much the same, but I'm shooting at this bolt and slightly lower than it. So as you can see, the Rock Island fires a little bit high. Again, this right here is just a bad shot. That's got to be just a bad shot. But these guys right here, again, if I were shooting right here, I have a pretty good feeling that all my shots would be right in this area. So again, maybe what I'll do is I'll put a dot in the target right there, and we're gonna run this thing down to 50 yards and see how we do at 50 yards with both of these pistols. And again, just getting a feeling, because believe me, if I'm gonna shoot a polar bear with this thing, I don't wanna be any closer than 50 yards. So let's see how they function at 50 yards as far as accuracy goes. 8 more rounds of Armory Core ammo. Wow, as blind as I am, I can almost not even see. That's not very good grammar. As blind as I am, I can hardly see that target down there. I'm going to shoot. I did not put my pink dot, listen to me. I did not put my orange dot in the middle of the target. So I'm going to aim what I can as far as imagining where that bolt is, as I really cannot see it from here. I'm going to aim where I think is about 3 inches below that bolt, pretty much splitting the difference on the torso in half and trying to shoot for the very center of that torso. So here we go first with the STI Nitro 10. And let's see. Really like that safety. Very good chance I may miss this target. We're at 50 yards here, guys. Heck, at this point, my sights, my front sight on this gun almost covers majority of my target up. I missed. Let me get a little more of a grip here. I'm guessing I'm missing low. Okay, I got it that time, and I see that it's to the right, so that means I've got too much movement. My hands are extremely sweaty, so it's on me that I missed that. Let me try to get a little bit more support with my support hand. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. My my paint can. That's crazy. My round ricocheted off of the target and busted my paint can. That'll show you the dangers of shooting steel. Wow. Well, I got a camera down there. Let's hope our camera is not, the lens is not all cluttered up with black paint. That's crazy. I just saw the dust and I was like, wait a minute, that target is smoking for a while. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. That's nuts. Let me try to calm down and be settled here. I missed again. I'm guessing I missed low. I shot high that time. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It shot low. Guys, I don't have the best eyes. As you can see, I'm trying to get the best grip as I can with my support hand. Missed her again. Again, guys, this is on me. We're at 50 yards. And we've proven both these guns are slightly off. I'm not trying to adjust for this either, guys. I'm trying to be fair about it and shoot in the same place. All right, I missed. Not too great with the STI at 50 yards. Decent sized target like that. I think I should be a little more accurate than that. Again, guys, I'm going to take most of the blame at this point. Let's see how this Rock Island Armory does. Again, I'm very sweaty. I can tell you this much. The grip feels a lot better. Of course, maybe the ice cream man is tempting me over there. Get my fat butt to the ice cream truck and get some ice cream. Yeah, I'm kind of sweaty, so I'm feeling this grip is feeling a whole lot better for me. And remember, I was a little high and left with the Rock Island, so I'm not going to adjust for it. I will miss equally like I did with the STI, if I'm going to miss. I like the sound of that. Three shots on target. 4 shots on target. That's me, obviously. 5th shot I missed. 5 shots on target out of 6. Seven shots on target out of 8. Operator error, obviously. Let's run down there and take a look at this and see what we got here. Well, guys, there's no mystery as to where my shots landed. First of all, here is my paint can that the ricochet of the 10 millimeter round, wow, went right through the can. It went in here and went out here. That's from a ricochet of a 10 millimeter at 50 yards. Went through this can in a couple of places. It's like that brass broke up when it went through right here, and it's split into 2 different spots on here. Of course, that could be a second shot that ricocheted too and hit it. So I shouldn't say it came out in two places, but yeah, that's the dangers of putting a can. This is just a stupid idea on my part. I don't know why I didn't even see that coming. Put it straight directly to the side of where the brass was going to be flying off of here. Anyhow, no secrets on where my rounds went. These are my STI rounds down here. For some strange reason, instead of grouping them to the left right here, I now have them over towards the right, which, you know, I'm okay with that kind of shot on this torso at 50 yards. You can see my Rock Island Armory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is a 7th round somewhere. I hit it with 7 rounds. It could be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a possibility. That's one right there, but I don't think that's what that is. I see a round over here that hit, and that's a new round. So yeah, that must be it right there. Must be right. So just a bad shot. I did miss a shot, so I'm not sure where that shot went. You know what? I see the shot that I missed right here. That's the shot that I missed. Look at that. I don't know when I missed it. It could have been earlier, but yeah, it's sure. There's brass, all fresh brass, right on the side of that. Interesting. Yeah, but anyways, you can see, you know, at 50 yards, I'm aiming right here. So I will take this grouping right here over this grouping. Clearly the STI, whether understanding operator error, which is me coming in contact with the gun. Clearly I'm the reason why probably I missed 5 other shots from the STI. So let's not put that on the STI. But no matter what, the STI is no doubt shooting low. Yes, you can make adjustments for that, physical adjustments whenever you're shooting. I would have hit a bear if I were shooting at a bear. But the Rock Island Armory, I'm gonna tell you, you know, I like the elevation. I like, you know, where it's hitting at, high and low. And if I am going to be shooting a little bit left, guess what? I've got adjustable rear sights on that Ultra FS. I can make those adjustments. I can make this sucker hit right here if I want to, if there's a better shooter, obviously, between the ground and the gun. So definitely, I got to give the edge, guys. I'm not trying to beat up on the STI because I love it. That's my Nitro 10 that I purchased with my own money. But I got to give the edge to the Rock Island here also. I've already given the edge slightly in grip. And now I got to give it an accuracy out of the box. No doubt that the STI is capable of shooting just as accurate. It's just that out the box it's not. Guys, that's going to do it for this segment of Gun Money with these 2 particular 10 millimeters, the STI Nitro 10 and the Rock Island Armory Ultra FS, FS standing for full size. Had a good time with both of these pistols. A lot of nice things that I really find appealing with both of these pistols. May disappoint you guys, but we're not here to tell you what to buy. We're not trying to say one is better than the other. You decide based on what we tell you of what's best for you, what's best for your money. It's your gun money. It's not my gun money. The whole point of this segment is you're probably a lot like me. You set aside money, and that's your gun money. And we don't want to tell you how to spend your gun money. We just hope that we can give you a little bit of information that helps you make a better decision on how to spend that gun money. I got to tell you, I have spent my own money on both of these pistols. I'm not dissatisfied with either one. Probably the only thing I can say negative about either one of these guns is the fact that the STI, I wish it had adjustable sights on it. That's the only thing. And you know what? Granted, I probably could take this thing, those Heine sights off of it, and somehow or another adjust those myself. I would recommend taking it to a gunsmith. I'm not a gunsmith, so I'm not going to do it myself. But I may have them adjusted slightly. However, they do seem to be running a little bit low. The way I'm shooting, you know, whenever I'm shooting this thing, it seems to be dropping my picture a little bit. One thing I probably could do, because looking at the post on this thing, I could probably file that front sight down again. Maybe I will enlist the help of a gunsmith and do it ever so slightly to bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and then re-blue the top of that that mark on there. You know, there's some good things that can be done if you have a little bit of patience and you want to make those slight adjustments. I'm just not a Dremel tool warrior. I don't recommend getting Dremel tools after your guns. Let somebody do it that's qualified. You know, there's guys out there that pay good money to become certified gunsmiths. Let them handle the heavy work. Let them do that. Tell them what you want to do, and they'll find the best way to do it. Don't say, oh, I could do that. I got a Dremel. So I'm probably not going to do it myself, but my guess is I could file these front sights down just a hair, and I'm going to be able to bring that thing up a little bit as far as my aim goes. The Rock Island aim good. I like the fiber optic sights. To me, that's definitely a plus that I have to give. I'm a big fan of fiber optic sights. You know, to me, the sight picture really jumps out at you. It makes you focus on that front sight, which is the most important thing when aiming a handgun, is focusing on your front sight. It kind of draws your attention to it and it says, hey, look at me. You know, you have to look at me to shoot your target. So I'm a big fan of that. I like the fiber optic sights. I obviously like the adjustable rear sights because I can make adjustments if I need to. Both of these pistols have great things going for them. Again, I purchased both of them. I highly recommend both of them. I'm a big fan of the 10mm round to begin with. I look forward to shooting some other 10mm. Maybe we'll run one of our Glock 10mm out here and let you guys see how they run also. 10mm is a pretty hot round right now. So there's a lot of 10mm out there. My brother just bought the Colt Delta Edition 10mm. So there's a lot of hot guns out there on the market. And again, this is a pretty hot round right now. Highly recommend both these guns. Again, you're talking about a list price of $15.99 for the STI Nitro and a list price of $7.95 or something like that. So maybe $7.55 of the Rock Island Armory Ultra FS. So you're going to be talking about two pretty good guns right here. We got some forge and some castings going on over here and some forgings going on over here as far as slide and frame. So, you know, that's probably where you're going to find some of your differences. This is manufactured in the Philippines. So yes, you've got some labor costs there. That's probably a little bit cheaper, where this one is manufactured in Georgetown, Texas. So some of you may be asking why so much cheaper. It's not just the grips. No, it's not just the grips. You've got a nicer finish on here, nicer grips on here. I'm sure I've been to the Georgetown plant in Texas. I'm sure that, you know, these guys, every single gun is handled with a lot of tender loving care. Not saying that's not the case with the Rock Island Armory pistols, but I've not been to their facility, so I can't vouch for them on that. However, I have to say, between the way the trigger feels and the way the thumb safety feels, there's no difference between these two pistols. Either somebody handled this one before I purchased it, which is highly unlikely that I got that lucky, or else these guys are both dealt with some tender loving care at the facility prior to leaving and being put in the box. So good luck, guys. If you guys have a chance, go out and try shooting both of these. Hey, if you're around the Southwest Louisiana area, holler at me. I'll let you shoot them. I'm always game for that. If anybody wants to borrow anything or take a shot with some of my guns, I'm more than happy to do that. I want to share the wealth with you guys. As far as if you got guns, let somebody else shoot them, and I encourage people to do that. If you have a chance to let somebody else shoot a pistol before they have a chance to buy one, let them do that. You may encourage them to buy more pistols out there. I think more gun owners, responsible gun owners out there that we have today, the better off we are. So I encourage you guys, again, to, quote, share the wealth. And what I mean by that is not from a socialist standpoint. I mean, if you've got guns and somebody's interested, even slightly interested, let them shoot them. Get them encouraged into becoming a part and a member in an active role, performing an active role in our shooting sports, which is handguns, rifles, shotguns. You know, spread spread the wealth. It's fun to bring our friends out here, let them at least experience firearms, especially if it's their first time. Nothing like getting that experience from someone that already has a passion for guns to begin with, and pass that on to somebody else so they can pass that on to somebody else again. We are going to need as many people as we can supporting our fight for the Second Amendment as time goes on in terms of politics, guys. So it's never too late to get friends and family interested in firearms.